blew the knee cartilage out of this monster and was like, I learned that one from Fuchi. The monster grabbed onto his shoulders and he was like, did he touch the Satoshi Nakimoto? Grabbed its arms before punching its shit smooth off. So we pick up where we left off with Chobei hitting the he's right behind me, isn't he, when Ren rolled up on him and he took his arm off rip. Chobei regen, but shit only getting started. Ren charged these energy balls and was dumping that shit on Chobei, and he was worried about going out of control again. But that's how losers think, and hit that transformation real quick, but told himself to lock in so he doesn't lose himself like earlier again. This shocked Ren, and Chobei dashed his way and used his Tokyo Ghoul Kagane A vines, but Ren was parrying with elegance. Chobei sent 4 whips their way, and he actually took their arm, and Ren was dead shocked. He ain't think Chobei was like that for real. Chobei tries to get in close to finish the job, even piercing Ren's navel and turn that shit into the blender, tearing his shit apart. Chobei thought shit was over, but it was indeed not over. Ren was shocked, being that Chobei still retained a sense of self, though he unleashed the Watino. I'm not trying to say that name, I'm not gonna lie. He unleashed the flower's Tao in the pit that he was thrown into. He got mad clones on him too, thinking he was Naruto Uzumaki himself, and Chobei thought they was finna go round 2, but Ren had a different idea of round 2 in mind. Nah, I'm crying. Bro really tied his ass to the veg. She was gonna get that round 2 regardless if he was conscious or not. I guess consent doesn't exist on the island over here. Like, damn, if you was really on that time and just go get a damn rose or something. We gonna circle back to this though. We see Mei exhausted as hell, but she hasn't been recovering. Yuzu questioned Mei since she did have like tooth growth spurts in the span of like 6 episodes or something, but Fuchi tells him that she's the same being as the Tensen. Fuchi says that he'll try and make do of what he has, but in exchange, she gotta drop all the lore about the Tensen in her. Yuzu told bro that with her limited word box, he gon' get the explanation of a 5th grader, but it's all good since he's been able to understand what she's been trying to say this whole time. We see the other half of the group meet up with a meditating Gabimaru, and he trying to get him to help him warm up his senses a bit by jumping him. Gantetsusai was fuming at the fact that he was reduced to a mere training dummy, and Gabi even told Toma to get his get back for his big bro. Gantetsusai told Toma to use his blade, and Gabi said he learned something in the past 2 fights he's had. Being relying heavily on Tao is dangerous, but he can't beat the Tensen without it. Basically, a double-edged sword. So he intends to learn the utilization and timing of it right here. But he ain't no rude nigga. He's a married man. He had to give his thanks for their cooperation. But Toma flash stepped, but Gabi dodged in time and proceeded to weave with such grace he was moving like Don Lorenzo from Blue Lock, I can't lie. Telling himself to feel his Tao, landing a little blow, sending bro back. Big bro wasted no time with this down slam, but Gabi hit this handstand and sent bro back with a foot tap. This guy was moving mad. Nurugai charged in, but Gabi grabbed him and sent these 3 packing. Gabi realizes that it's impossible to beat the Tensen in Tao manipulation, being that they have years on him, and it's impossible for a human to beat him, like if he wasn't giving Orange a run for their money, straight hands in that bitch. But a solution is to use the Tao surrounding them, basically using their own Tao against them. Even Shion thinks Gabi could reach Tensen level, but questions if they should really be relying on a criminal, like if they got a fucking choice. The fact how we're still worrying about status right now is crazy, like the Tensen won't boom all their shit the same. We see Toma set aside his pride and ask Gantetsusai to train him, even cutting his own hair to prove how serious he is, which he then agrees to, telling him to tag along. And he even gave himself a little braid just to match his big bro Chobei, in hopes of getting stronger for his sake and ultimately being able to fight by his side. But let's cut back to his big bro for a second, cause he's getting stronger through a whole different means. Ren turned into a woman and told Chobei that his body was valuable, them family jewels if you picking up what I'm putting down, and she dropped that robe faster than my jaw, saying how he was the final key in her research to do that Bochu Jutsu and gain a deeper understanding by circulating Tao. She also explained how Tao has an attribute. Wood, fire, earth, metal, and water all affect each other. There's hindering, which weakens a person's Tao through contact, and restoration that strengthens it as well. Touching all up on this nigga, asking him if he got any kinks to boost the harmony attributes between them. But Chobe was like, fuck all that. What's the word with this island? And she was getting all up in his face, saying how it's a garden for producing and observing immortal beings. Had to pull her hair back cause he ain't playing about them answers. Every monster and living being on the island were created by a human, each with its own purpose. The Hoko were created to observe how the immortal live, and the Soshin teach Taoism to the Hoko in order to maintain order. Even the Tensen are a combination of the Grand Master's Tao and Flower Tao, so they're one yet separate entities. She goes on to say that Tao is the source of everything. It surrounds them, giving all things their shape. She uses this incense as an example, sparking it with ease, but unlike inanimate objects, manipulating life ain't all that simple. Pushing bro back onto the bed, telling him that his Tao is mad valuable and she tryna have some of that. Chobe asked if she'll turn everyone on this island into Tan, but she says that she's going for everyone on the mainland too. The Tenten are going on a world tour and they're all ready. She also tells Chobe that they'll let him join them if he cooperates, and being he can't dip or run the ones in his current state, he puts her in missionary, giving her that Azadeh. We cut to May and she basically told them all the same thing about how the island was made by a single human from the mainland. He was researching immortality, Taoism, and all that, discovering a way to manipulate Tao once he arrived onto the island by mixing and joining the Tao of living creatures. Basically, he had the whole island to do a trial and error, and he hit big once he created the Tensen. Yuzu asked why they just stayed on the island, and Mei tells him that in Taoism, they practice achieving immortality through breathing and meditation techniques, but they just ended up making Tan that grants anyone immortality. It's still under development though, and it's basically human lifespans in a bottle. So technically, the Tensen have just been extending their lifespan and have not reached that true immortality exactly. Also, we get the name of this Grand Master or creator of the island named Shufu, but the Japanese know him as Jofuku. During the Qin dynasty, he served the first emperor, and in pursuit of immortality, he took 3,000 children from good families and 100 craftsmen across the Eastern Sea and just disappeared from the face of the earth. This was like 1,000 years ago, but there is still a chance that he still might be somewhere on this island conducting research as they speak. Mei then falls over and we see her arm turning into Groot, and she reveals that she's also incomplete, and when she uses her Tao, she turns into a tree, and she has too little to circulate and heal herself, being Ren destroyed her tendon. But Hoko tells her to use his Tao, being she should be able to extract other creatures' Tao and make it her own, just like the Tensen. Mei refuses, but Hoko insists as a means of atonement. We know his wife and daughter turned into trees way before him, and he is the last survivor of that little village. But that's when he found Mei, and he saw his daughter in her. He always knew that something was off with her and she wanted to leave the island, but he ignored it so they could keep pretending to be a family, apologizing being that he never saw her for Mei, but just saw her daughter in her, and asking her to use his life. But she tells him that it wasn't a lie and that they were as real as a father and daughter could ever be, absorbing his Tao and reverting to a child. Now, even though we didn't know him for too long in the series, it was still pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie to you. R.I.P. Hoko, you will be missed, and the squad will be getting it back in blood for you. Gantetsu side tripping that she's a little girl again, being he liked her grown self riding on his shoulder, but that's when she sensed the presence of some real niggas on the scene. But let's rewind real quick. As we remember, the Shogun gave the green light for another expedition being led by the youngin Shugan, 3 other Yamada Asaimon members he picked out, 4 top tier Iogakure ninja, and 50 plus ninjas to serve them. This guy thinks the chief of Iogakure has other intentions for sending bare ninjas as if they don't need them. Reminder, the island is currently like 60-0 with y'all niggas. I'm surprised y'all ain't sent bare people from the jump. Bro was even doubting his own side too, like the two Asaimon members that are unranked. This little guy over here is named Kiyomaru, and homegirl over here is named Isuzu, and Shugen just explained that they are mad strong, but they're unranked due to other circumstances like age and gender. Kiyomaru was getting tight being looked down upon in skill and his height. Isuzu tried to tell Lil Bro to chill out and he was like, nah bruh, and said that he'd murk every ninja on the ship just to prove his point. Niggas was not capping about that little man syndrome, it was through the roof right here. Sliced this ninja's Oni mask off, but they ain't flinched, they were really some demons. This ninja standing told them not to argue over such BS and that a ninja's life belongs to their master, being the Asaimon in this case, and if they do doubt them, they'll be more than willing to choose anyone and they'll slime them out just to prove their loyalty. So then Kiyomaru picked bro since he was chatting too much and he wasn't trolling, promoted Sis here to party leader and was singing this song before putting his blade through his neck, ending his shit. Kinda pissed though cause he did kinda look tough with that eye thing he had going on, but it's whatever I guess, ball up top. Sis says that ninjas don't have a mind of their own and that their greatest desire is to be merely a tool, and bro told them to chill out and just return to their positions, but all these ninjas are grinning like hell. The chief actually told them to join the trip just to kill Gabimaru and to use their lives solely for that purpose. Kyo asked Shugen if they can be trusted and he was like, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't even trust them from the jump, you're good, don't worry. They pulled up on the island and immediately get rolled up on by this brolic ass snail monster. We cut to our main group and Shion says that the presence Mei feels is probably Shugen's group since Aizen was told to have a reserve group, and it just makes me laugh hearing him talk about Aizen don't know this and Aizen don't know that like he was one of them ones. He don't pop niggas, he don't whoop niggas, and no one knows how he gets down. You wanna know why niggas don't know how he gets down? Cause he got palmed one tap by Rokuroda. Gabi asked if he'd be an ally, and Sagiri insisted that he would be, and he's the most skilled of the Yamadas in all areas. Shion also says that Shugen should also be able to perceive Tao, being he caught on to him doing so in practice and he eagerly wanted to learn it from him. We see Shugen tell Isuzu to hold his blade, being that he won't use such a gift from the Shogun on a mere boar. Blew the knee cartilage out of this monster and was like, I learned that one from Fuchi. The monster grabbed onto his shoulders and he was like, did he touch the Satoshi Nakimoto? Grabbed its arms before punching its shit smooth off. Nurugai is glad having someone that strong on their side, but Shion doesn't seem to think so. Yuzu mentions she's heard of him before, and Sagiri explained the incident that he's most renowned for. Basically, the shogunate captured this infamous Yakuza member of the Silver Serpent clan, and when he refused to snitch on the bros, Shugen beheaded all 20 members of the clan right in front of him, and the shogun was so geeked that he gave him that blacked out Nakamoto and a famous blade. Sagiri insisted that he has a good heart, and Fuchi put her on blast saying that he was her first love, but she quickly explains that he was the reason why she has a rank to her name, which she was very thankful for. So once he's filled in on the situation, he'll surely lend a hand. But Shion tells her that she don't got the full story. He did kill 20 Silver Serpent clan members, but he also killed each member's families as well, elderly and infants included. So his kill count was well over in the hundreds, and my jaw dead ass dropped, cause that's not even a line most villains would cross while being forced to. And this young bull did that shit for the absolute love of the game, truly deserving of the title of a young nigga. Shugen's cool and all, but he ain't letting no criminal live no matter the circumstances, nor any Asaimons that try and protect them, so essentially, all of them are fucked. We see more monsters come in, but Shugen just murked them with ease, and as they walk across the shore, by some crazy chance of luck, they stumble across the lower half of Aizen's body. We get this quick flashback between the two, and Shugen's foes were killed when he was younger, and by some fate the Yamadas took him in. His parents' murderers haven't been caught yet, so he hopes that one day he'll be able to behead them. And this nigga just had mad hate in his heart, cause what do you mean you're like 6 years old talking about it's better to execute them poorly and strike multiple times so they can really feel the pain? Like what? He also suggested jaggering the blade, but Aizen said it's pointless since he just sharpened it for him, and from that point on, he was starting to see the beauty of light, basically seeing Aizen as a father figure, and everyone around him was family. He was breaking down over this obviously, but Isuzu told him that they gotta move forward, but Shugen insisted that they put Aizen to rest properly. This ninja is saying how these three are mad weird for having a burial at a time like this on an island like this, but supposes that Shugen just has that much motion. She also says that she can't get a read on Jika, as if he has any other intentions other than going back home, picking up any girl or guy that he finds on the street to crack and repeat the cycle. I'll keep y'all anime onlys free from spoilers of course, but just keep an eye on her cause she's cool as hell. We then see these guys get captured with nets by these big ass monsters being led by a doshi I assume. Jika tries to get a conversation out of bro, but he was like, I'll run it, take it up with a big Tencent. They try and catch Shugen, but Kyo and Isuzu cut that shit up, letting Shugen properly mourn. Isuzu came in, snapped two swords together, cut one of its legs off for Kyo to take that lob and put it in the blender like he was Levi Ackerman. Shadi was impressed, but insisted that they also demonstrate their strengths. Gave them the word and they broke out of the nets and started stabbing and crawling onto the monster like they were rock climbing, and sent more to do the same. Although their strength ain't Yamada level individually, ninjas move in groups, basically power in numbers, and no matter how strong one is, with the right amount of numbers they can overwhelm and defeat them. Kyo and Isuzu are covering Shugen, but one starts to head his way, so he diced it up in one swing and proceeded to chip his blade to make it jagged and declared that he'd kill everything that moves on the island as painfully as possible. The cabbage-headed doshi came down thinking he was gonna beat his ass, but he just got off screen and now he just looks like a regular cabbage. We go back to the main group, started discussing their move from this point forward, and at first Yuzu was being all scary and shit, but ultimately they all band together, being they all want to escape the island alive as one, as they prepare for this three-way battle that is about to happen on the island.
Never went inside, nigga, don't play with me. 5-figure job when I step with the stove. Your bitch had to pink out, she a 5-star hoe. My chain like the same 24K gold. Cocaine, baby, she put one in her nose. Give her a good dick, then she hop on the stove. Took her to eat, she want lots of pasta. It's me for dessert when we go back home.